Fastball kind of waved at and missed. 0-2 the count. So Kershaw trying to turn things around. He's always pitched very well against San Francisco. Strike 2 pitch on the way is a comebacker. Kershaw has it, lobs it to first, and just like that, 1 out in the first inning. We'll take a look at the Dodgers with the leather, and they shape up a different way tonight. You have Turner at first, Kendrick at second, Rollins at short, Uribe at third. But the outfield, you have Guerrero in left, P.K. Hernandez in center, Scott Van Slyke in right. That is really a different look. A. Ellis behind the plate, and Clayton ready to go to work. So the Dodgers shuffling their cards, maintaining a first place spot. One game in front of Colorado. And the first pitch to Matt Duffy is high, ball 1. Duffy's from Long Beach and a very good batter, hitting .238, but he hits a lot better than that, which is why he's in the lineup. Duffy swings and hits one to left. Guerrero going back a little bit. One-hands it for the out. That was kind of cool. Jock Peterson and Carl Crawford sidelined for a while. For Carl Crawford, a bad tightness in the chest translates to an oblique injury, so we're not quite sure what's going to happen to him. He's on a 15-day DL, and that just joins several others. Meanwhile, Brandon McCarthy in uniform, wistfully looking out. It's going to be a long time, apparently, before he'll ever pitch again. Here is the switch hitter, Angel Pagan, batting right-handed. Kershaw's first pitch, fastball high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Angel, a terrific player, means so much to the Giants. They win when he plays, and they don't win when he doesn't. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. For the Giants, they did very little right in the first 2 weeks of the season. Remember, they lost 10 of 14. Of course, for Boschi's ball club, they played 14 straight without a day off. They also played against teams above 500. 1-1 pitch on the way. Slow curveball hit to left. Starting in was Guerrero. It's over his head. He's going to have to play it high off the scoreboard. And into second base goes Angel Pagan with a long double. If Guerrero had gotten a jump on the ball, I'm not sure if he still would have been able to catch it. But he did start to go the wrong way. It was a slow off-speed curveball, and Guerrero trying to go back, looked at the scoreboard, and it hits right off Tampa Bay's initials. So it probably would have been an impossible catch, and of course for Carl Crawford, all he can do is wish he was out there. So Pagan, a 2-out double, and the batter is Buster Posey. Kershaw set at the belt, looks back at Pagan. Posey, the catcher tonight, the first baseman last night, hits a little flare into right field. That's a base hit. Van Slyke comes up throwing. High throw, no cutoff, and the run is in. So Posey, on a double by Pagan, singles him in, and the Giants dump out in front, 1-0.
Justin Maxwell.
So Posey didn't hit it hard. You don't have to. Little flare over the head of Kendrick, and it drops on the grass for the base hit. So Buster drives in Pagan, and the Giants are on the board. Kershaw has now made 9 pitches. 2 outs, then got a double and a single. And here's Justin Maxwell, the right fielder. Right-hand batter. Kershaw's pitch, a high pop foul. Uribe lost it. It's way behind him to Jimmy Rollins, who makes the catch in fair ground. Juan Uribe had no idea where the ball was. He missed it by a good 40 feet, but Rollins saw it all the way. However, the Giants get a run, a double and a single. They lead 1, and at the end of half an inning, it's the Giants 1 and Bumgarner going to work.
The power arms.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Put it in the books.
The big bats.
You can kiss it goodbye.
The speed demons.
Man, game-changing speed.
The glove men.
Somehow, he waved the glove at the ball and caught it.
Quick Pitch. Heidi Watney recaps every dazzling highlight and all the pivotal moments,
What a play.
along with a heads-up preview of the big matchups coming down the pike. Quick Pitch. Late nights and every morning on MLB Network.
And we can take a look at Don Mattingly's lineup right now. The best he has to go up against one of the best in the league in Madison Bumgarner. As slumping Jimmy Rollins starts off at short. Kike Hernandez, just called up, will be in center. Justin Turner, with that big 3-run home run last night, is at first base. Howie Kendrick at second. Scott Van Slyke in right. Alex Guerrero in left field. Juan Uribe at third. A.J. Ellis behind the plate. And Clayton Kershaw on the mound. On the mound, Madison Bumgarner with a record of 1-1. He pitches exceptionally well here. He is 7-3 against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium with an earned run average of 2.1 to be exact. His ERA is blown out of proportion tonight against the league. It's almost 5, and it'll be Jimmy Rollins to start it off on a beautiful evening. 86 degrees as Jimmy checks in behind the plate. We're off and running. Bumgarner's first pitch is popped up. Belt angling back. He's going to call for it and makes the catch. So Rollins doesn't hang around. First ball swinging and pops it up. Here are the Giants defensively. Belt and Duffy on the right side. Arias and McGee on the left. Then you have Aoki in left. Pagan in center. Maxwell in right. Posey handling Madison Bumgarner. Kike Hernandez just called up and playing center field. Had a very good spring. Impressed a lot of people with the number of positions he can play and how well he swung the bat. Hernandez, right-hand hitter, takes a strike and the count 0-1. Kike from San Juan, Puerto Rico. He's 5'11", 170. He'll be 24. Check swing, but it's going to cost him a strike, and the count 0-2. Hernandez can play a lot of positions. In fact, he's played 6 defensive positions with the Marlins and the Astros, so they're asking him to play center field tonight against Bumgarner. In the strike, fastball high, kind of a showcase pitch. Make him think about it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Madison Bumgarner, the greatest World Series pitcher in history, as a high fastball is swung on and missed, and that'll do it for Kike Hernandez. 2 down, and the batter Justin Turner. Dodgers were still in a tough game last night, and then Justin Turner came up with 2 men on base. Didn't hang around and busted one out to give the Dodgers 28 home runs, tied with the Toronto Blue Jays. For Turner, his first pinch hit home run, and he banged it with 2 men aboard. 1-0 in favor of the Giants. Bottom of the first inning. Madison Bumgarner ready, delivers, slips it in for a strike, and the count 0-1. The last time these two players, Kershaw and Bumgarner, got together, Kershaw went 6. Bumgarner went 6 1/3. The strike one pitch, a change way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bumgarner had the Dodgers shut out until Alex Guerrero hit a 2-run home run, and he came out of the game after 102 pitches. Turner waiting, 2 down, bases empty. Giants leading 1-0 in the first inning. Bumgarner comes back 1-1. Fastball grounded hard, but right to Arias, the shortstop, who makes the throw, and that's that. So the Dodgers go very quietly against Bumgarner, and at the end of an inning, it's the Giants and Bumgarner 1, the Dodgers and Kershaw 0.
Experimenta la máxima aventura con los ATV y Side-by-Side Can-Am. Con una amplia gama de vehículos líderes en la industria, existe un Can-Am para todos. Desde el Outlander L, a partir de $1,422 mensuales, hasta el dominante Maverick XDS Turbo de 121 caballos de fuerza. Sin importar el camino, los vehículos Can-Am tienen un desempeño líder en su clase, manejo supremo y diseño excepcional. Visite a su concesionario local o canamoffroad.com.
Kershaw this year compared to last. No, he's still pitching left-handed. But last year, from 1 to 15, the first 15 pitches he made, the opposition was hitting 186. He's made 10 pitches tonight. The opposition is hitting 412. So the left-hander ready and delivers, and a pitch swung on and missed by Brandon Belt. No balls and 1 strike. So Kershaw, who would come out breathing fire, having a little trouble in that first inning. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. Clayton delivers low, that gets away from A.J. Ellis. 1 ball and 1 strike. By the way, you remember A.J. out with a bad hand, but he's okay. In fact, Don Mattingly said A.J. could have played last night if they needed him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kershaw into the windup. Brandon Belt waiting. Takes a look at a breaking ball strike, and they count 1-2. By the way, when Buster Posey got that single to right field to drive in a run, he is now hitting in his career 190 against Kershaw. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. That's high and inside with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Waiting on deck, hitting behind Belt, third baseman Casey McGee. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled away. Good fastball at 94. So Brandon Belt still there. Belt off to a slow start because he had a lot of physical problems last year. He'll play a lot of first base. Kershaw reading Ellis. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Big slow curveball, but it's off the plate. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. Kershaw shaking his head as if I can't get started. There's something wrong. He seems a little frustrated. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Brandon Belt. Foul back to the screen. Interesting, too, we were doing a little bit of research. The fact that this would be the 5th meeting between Kershaw and Bumgarner, and they figured to pitch against each other for many, many years to come. 5th meeting, 2 wins for Bumgarner, 1 for Kershaw. There's strike 3 called to ring up Brandon Belt. 1 away. I wondered too, in looking back, the Giants and Dodgers, when Sandy Koufax would go up against Juan Marichal, and that wound up Koufax with 2 wins, Marichal with 1 win, 1 no decision. Remember, Koufax pitched a no-hitter against the Giants, but the no decision, that was when Marichal and John Roseborough got into it, and Marichal was ejected. A bouncer off the glove of Kershaw. Uribe trying to back, throws, and it is in time. So McGee, a comebacker off the glove of Kershaw, and Uribe bails him out. So the play goes 1-5-3, and we have 2 down, and the batter will be Joaquin Arias. The Kershaw couldn't go get it, but Uribe did. And then we decided we ought to look up the great battles, Don Drysdale and Juan Marichal. You know, they faced each other down through the years 16 times. Kershaw ready now, makes his first pitch to Arias, and that's a little low, ball 1. In those 16 meetings, as Bumgarner waits on deck, I was shocked to find out Don Drysdale was 3-10 against the Giants. Arias swings and misses. Marichal was brilliant, 10-3 against the Dodgers, and an earned run average of 1.8. And of those 16 matchups, the Giants won 11 of them. The 1-1 pitch fouled away. Down through the years, there have been some terrific matchups. Going way back, Carl Hubbell of the Giants, Dizzy Dean of the Cardinals, but this day and age, this is a good one. Clayton Kershaw and Madison Bumgarner. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit up the middle for the base hit. So Arias, a 2-out single, and that will bring up a pretty good hitting pitcher in Madison Bumgarner.
Number 40, Madison Bumgarner.
Bumgarner can swing the bat. Last year, he led all the pitchers. He had 262, 15 RBIs, 2 grand slams. So he's trouble. Madison Bumgarner. Arias at first with 2 out. Doesn't figure to do any running with the pitcher at the plate. Koufax never faced a left-hander of equal talent, but certainly Marichal will do. Meanwhile, Kershaw gets a strike, and they count 0-1. Clayton spinning the ball around in his hands, looks over at Arias, who has a short lead. And the strike 1 pitch on the way. Big overhand pitch that's fouled away. Big slow change curve. No balls, 2 strikes to Bumgarner, who checked immediately with Gary Cederstrom as to whether that was a strike or not. Cederstrom was behind the plate for the first no-hitter in Mets history. Tossed by Johan Santana against the Cardinals. That was 3 years ago. Throw to first, Arias back on the bag. You don't expect the number 8 hitter to try to steal with 2 out in the pitcher. However, every now and then they might run him, only because if they catch him, Bumgarner's still a pretty good hitter to lead off the next inning. But the odds are against it. Kershaw looks at Arias, now to his stretch. 1-0 Giants, top of the second. Clayton delivers, big overhand curveball, and down goes Bumgarner swinging. No runs, 1 hit. Kershaw has struck out 2, and at the end of an inning and a half, Giants lead 1-0.
¿Quién eres? María, es mi primer día.
Justo hoy tiene que hacer tanto calor.
No puedo ir a clase así.
jersey presented by Rice Krispies Treats. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. 1-0 Giants as Bruce Bochy gets his ball club out in front. Bochy has managed in 4 World Series. He also played in one. He was a pinch hitter in the 1984 series, got a base hit against Guillermo Hernandez, who was the Cy Young Award winner. Unfortunately, Tony Gwynn flied out. The Tigers were the champions, and then later on, Bochy was able as manager to defeat Detroit in 2012. So Bochy with tremendous credentials and quite a manager indeed. 3 championships in 5 years. Kendrick with a foul ball and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Howie hitting .447 at home. One reason the Dodgers have done so well in this current homestand. Howie's swing doesn't get the next one. Adrian Gonzalez is hitting .477. Kendrick .447. Justin Turner .467. Scott Van Slyke .462. Those are the fellas during the homestand. Breaking ball in the dirt goes all the way to the backstop, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Scott Van Slyke waiting on deck, and then Alex Guerrero. 1 run, 3 hits. Buster Posey, who has never done much against Kershaw, got a base hit to drive in the run, and the Giants lead 1-0. Bumgarner turns on the rubber. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Looked like a slider foul back. Still 1-2. Interesting, Madison Bumgarner. You would figure that that's kind of a special name. But actually, in Caldwell County in North Carolina, there are quite a few. In fact, would you believe he actually dated a girl named Madison Bumgarner? And if you went near Lenore to his hometown, there's a young girl in high school named Madison Bumgarner. No relation. Fastball rolled to short. Arias up with it, gets rid of it in a hurry in the dirt. Backhanded nicely by Belt. So Kendrick taps down, 1 away in the 2nd inning. And Scott Van Slyke coming up. You know, last night the Dodgers had 11 hits. 6 of them came on the first pitch. They were very aggressive. And this has been a very aggressive team. Last year, the Dodgers, and this year, the Dodgers in Baltimore lead the majors. 34 base hits on the first pitch. So here's Scott Van Slyke. Looks at a pitch low and inside, ball 1. By the way, Baltimore hitting .410, and the Dodgers .391 going after that first pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 Giants, 2nd inning, bases empty. Bumgarner's 1-0 pitch, and that's low and inside, ball 2. Waiting on deck, Alex Guerrero. Guerrero playing in left field tonight, and this will be his 2nd look. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's swung on and hit over the head of Arias into left field for a base hit. So Van Slyke with his base hit is now hit safely in 7 straight. And here comes Alex Guerrero. Guerrero in San Francisco came up as a pinch hitter. And it was in the 7th inning. He had Ellis aboard, and he probably hit one in the seats in left field. That tied up the game, and that was the end of Bumgarner. On that pitch, he came out in the tied up game. For Guerrero, his numbers are out of sight, and you know they're not going to last. He's hitting .500. He has 5 home runs, 13 RBIs, and he's only had 22 at-bats. Bumgarner, a look over at Van Slyke, and the first pitch pulled on the ground at third. McGee gets 1, and the throw to first, double play. So Guerrero going after that first pitch, kills 2, and for the Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. And at the end of 2, it's the Giants 1 and the Dodgers nothing.
¿Alguna vez tu antojo ha hablado por ti?
Y esto fue lo que sucedió la mañana del Costillas Barbecue, donde nosotros tendremos más de...
Deja que tu antojo hable por ti con el sub del día de Subway. Porque hoy, mañana y toda la semana tendrás un sabor diferente por tan solo 35 pesos. Ven y pruébalos. Subway, come sabroso y fresco.
A chance to see the both of them go head to head, and that's what we have cooking tonight. Top of the third inning, 1-0 in favor of Bumgarner and the Giants. Nori Aoki, Matt Duffy, and then Angel Pagan. Kershaw seemed very uncomfortable in the first 2 innings. We'll see if he settles down now. Aoki hit back to the box 0 for 1. And Clayton's pitch, high and tight, almost hit him, ball 1. We've noticed throughout the series, I'm not sure what goes on with the other teams, but Aoki hangs right out over the plate and strides in. So he has to really get out of there in a hurry, and he has hit the dust quite often in the Giant-Dodgers series up north. 1-0 pitch on the way, and Aoki looks at a high breaking ball. 2-0 the count. Aoki is 5'9", but by the time he bends his knees, bends at the waist, and has that open stance, which he closes, meaning he steps into the ball, he's always liable to get hit. Aoki holds up, and a pitch in for a strike, and the count 2-1. While we're on this subject, we can say Aoki has been in 20 games, and he's been hit once. The 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on a little late. 2-2 the count. Again, Aoki turning, saying to Cedarstrom, a strike. He got the answer. 2-2. Nori, a big man with the Yakult Swallows in Japan. 2-2, check swing. They look at third. No swing, says Eric Cooper. And the count 3-2. Take another look at the check as to where the bat is. Right there. He was able to hold it back barely. No, 3-2 the count. Kershaw looks over the fingertips of his glove. Now to the windup. Comes with a pitch fouled away off to the left. Fastball at 94. We told the story about Aoki having a son, and he was playing for Milwaukee. And he decided he wanted to give the boy an American name. And he asked Bob Uecker, the broadcaster, former catcher. And Uecker gave him the name Aaron, in name of Henry Aaron. So there's a Nori Aoki and there is an Aaron Aoki. The boy, he's got a lot of A's. AA for Aaron, and of course his last name begins with the letter A. 3-2. Aoki gives you a battle up there. And the 3-2 pitch coming up. Clayton delivers, swung on and fouled away. Sometimes Aoki takes such a, I hate to say an awful swing, but an awkward swing, and that was a dandy. Take a look at this one. He's striding in, and then the pitch, he goes down and slaps it outside of third. 3-2 out of battle here. Here comes Kershaw, and another foul ball. I'm not sure where that pitch was, but somehow he's able to get the bat on it. He's got a grin on his face. Look at this. If you're watching, way down, and he seems to just hit the inside of the ball. Talk about staying inside. That's what he did. 3-2 to Nori Aoki. Kershaw ready, and it's a comebacker that goes by the mound. Kendrick Pitch has to hurry, and Aoki is out on a very close play. He's quite a player to watch him every day.
Number 50.
So a nice play by Kendrick, and he'll cause a lot of errors because he runs so well, and especially being left-handed. So 1 out in the third, and the batter, Matt Duffy, who flied to left field. Kershaw, both feet on the rubber, looks down to get a sign. Matt waiting, and now they lock in. Clayton ready, and his first pitch, little low, 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield pretty shallow on Duffy. They don't expect any power, but he does have 1 home run. The 1-0 pitch on the way, that's low. So Kershaw falling behind, 2-0 to Matt Duffy. Duffy from Long Beach. Grew up living in the same house since he was a year old, and hits a line drive, base hit to left field. Guerrero is up with it, gets it back in. The 1-out single by Duffy, and that will bring up the always troublesome Angel Pagan. Angel Pagan doubled over the head of Alex Guerrero, banging one off the scoreboard in left field, and came home on the base hit by Buster Posey. 4 hits and a run now, and the batter Pagan. Aoki, by the way, we call him a pest. We're not giving him a bad time. He is that kind of a player. I mean, he's like a fly that just will not go away. And in checking, we find out Aoki, in his at-bat, grounding out, it took 10 pitches. Aoki also has been, as we figured, hit by pitch. 3 years ago, he was hit 13 times. 2 years ago, 11. 6 times last year. 1 ball and no strikes to Angel Pagan. 1-0 Giants. 3rd inning. Kershaw ready. Looks over at first. Now to the plate. Swung on. Ground ball to short. Dodgers will get 1. Kendrick will turn it for 2. So the Dodgers, who grounded and hit into 4 double plays against Lincecum in San Francisco, turn 1 tonight. No runs are hit, nobody left in the 3rd, and at the end of 2.5 innings, it's 1-0 Giants.
"15 teams in Florida, 15 more in Arizona, all with one goal, to build a winner." MLB Tonight spring training coverage with exclusive access to every team's training camp. And an inside look at baseball's biggest names heading into the new season. Coverage continues through opening day on MLB Network.
Uribe to try and get something started. Uribe has hit safely in 9 straight during that stretch, hitting .323. So he has his true average now up to .271. Bumgarner delivers, and it's a little high. Ball 1. 1-0. We were talking about Clayton Kershaw earlier, having trouble in the first 15 pitches. He seems to have found himself a little bit now. Bumgarner comes back 1-0 and finds the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. For Bumgarner, his first 15 pitches, he is dynamite. He's allowed 1 hit from 16 through 30, and that's where he is now. That's when he's vulnerable. Uribe, meanwhile, a fly ball to right center, very playable. Pagan, the center fielder, is calling and makes the catch for the out. During that stretch for Bumgarner from 16 to 30, the opposition is hitting .470 against him. Then he settles down 31 to 45. He really takes control from 46 to 60 pitches. Then he loses it a bit. From 61 to 75, the batting average against him is .444. And then just when you have your hopes up, he shuts you down. From 76 to 90, the opposition is hitting .083. So we'll watch Bumgarner and his pitch count and see how it all works out. Meanwhile, A.J. Ellis up there, 1 ball and no strikes. The next pitch is low and inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. A.J. Ellis back to catching his buddy. Ellis 3 for 22. That's about a 136 batting average against Madison Bumgarner. The 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's fastball at the knees for a strike. Who has the highest batting average against Madison Bumgarner? You might be a little surprised. It's Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw on deck, hitting .429 against Bumgarner. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. A.J. swung on, fouled away. Home runs? Well, Yasiel Puig has 2, but he can't play. Juan Uribe has 1, and Justin Turner, who is in the starting lineup, has 2. Two balls and 2 strikes the count. And the next pitch is in there, strike 3 called. So Ellis caught looking, down he goes. 2 out here in the 3rd inning. And here's Clayton Kershaw. He is 3 for 7, hitting .429 against Madison Bumgarner. Clayton open stance, the reigning MVP against the World Series MVP. Bumgarner ready, and the first pitch to Clayton is taken on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. One run, 4 hits for the Giants, no runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. Bumgarner flips it in there, and it's swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. So remember, Bumgarner is 7-3 against the Dodgers here. He is 11-5 overall, so he'd just be 4-2 up at AT&T. Strike 2 pitch coming up. Swung on, fouled away. Deep in the lower deck. No balls and 2 strikes to Clayton Kershaw. Giants got a run if he joined us late. 2 out double by Pagan, and a single to right by Posey picked him up. Strike 2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball got him, and Kershaw was walking away empty-handed before the pitch got into Posey's mitt. So down go the Dodgers. 3 strikeouts for Bumgarner, and at the end of 3, it's Giants 1, Dodgers nothing. Fastball hammered to center. Back goes Hernandez. Away back on this one is over the wall. The Buster Posey hits one out, and the Giants now lead Kershaw 2-0. Posey was only hitting 177 against Kershaw.
Number 43.
That's his second home run. He is 2 for 2 RBIs. And now Bumgarner, as he was up north, he staked to a 2-0 lead. And Posey got all of that, no doubt about it. Well, Buster, his third home run of the year. So now the batter is Maxwell, and ball one. Posey 2 hits, 2 RBIs, scored a run. Off speed pitch is up. 2-0 the count to Justin Maxwell. He's been so very impressive, filling in right field for Hunter Pence. 2-1. Posey hits it into the seats, and a pretty good fielder over there just reaches over and uses the old hat trick without spilling a drop. 2-2 on that low fastball. Clayton Kershaw has now allowed 4 home runs this year. And that little slow off-speed pitch takes care of Maxwell. 1 out. Kershaw with 3 strikeouts. Bumgarner has 3.
Brandon Belt.
But the Giants have 2 runs, and here's Brandon Belt, who struck out in the second inning. Brandon Belt out of Nacogdoches, Texas. Grew up in a home his father built. And a strike. On 1. By the way, his father is not a carpenter, he's a geometry teacher. Nevertheless, he built the home. When Belt was in high school, he was a standout pitcher. Off speed. 1 ball and 1 strike. In fact, he had a verbal agreement with the Cubs that coming out of high school he'd be drafted, paid high round money, and the Cubs didn't come through. The Red Sox drafted him, but he said, nope, I'm done. I'm going to college. Hit late and foul. Brandon going to the University of Texas after transferring from San Jacinto College. Same 2 things that Roger Clemens did. And Brandon helped Texas get to the College World Series in 2009, but they lost to LSU. In the dirt, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, we've been talking a little bit about hitting the first pitch. We mentioned it last night, how teams were vulnerable hitting the first pitch against Tim Lincecum until last night. That'll do it for Belt. Dodgers last night were getting a lot of first pitch base hits against Lincecum to change the plan. Well, in talking about first pitch, both of Posey's hits have come on the first pitch tonight. And this year, with Posey hitting the first pitch, he's hitting .571. He's 8 for 14, and all 3 of his home runs have come on the first pitch. Ball 1 to McGee. They split. They give him all of center. The left fielder Guerrero way over. The center fielder Hernandez shallow in right center. And Van Slyke deep in right. Shot up the middle to his left, and a nice pick by Rollins, who throws and gets him. Beautiful play by Jimmy Rollins. Boy, that's some skill to race to your left, glove the ball, do a 360, and find first base. And he's right on the money. And at the end of 3.5, 2-0 Giants. Bottom of the fourth inning. Giants leading 2-0. Pagan double. Posey singled him home. Posey led off the fourth inning with a home run. So Bumgarner with the corners up, ready to work to Rollins, who popped up to Belt in the first inning. Fastball flipped in there nicely for a strike. By the way, the Arizona Diamondbacks will be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and a frightening moment tonight in Arizona. Here's the strike one pitch, slow breaking ball missed. The pitcher for Arizona, Archie Bradley, he was hit on the right cheek by a Carlos Gonzalez line drive. They measured the line drive at 115 miles per hour coming off the bat. That's the seventh highest miles per hour off the bat this year. Fortunately, they tell us that Bradley left the field under his own power. Wow. 1-2. Little sink to that. Foul tip. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Well, you would expect perhaps Bradley would pitch against the Dodgers. Now we'll have to wait and see. Walked off under his own power. The 1-2 pitch to Jimmy Rollins. Little high. 2-2. Waiting on deck, hitting behind Rollins, Kike Hernandez. And ball 3. Madison Bumgarner is a country boy. He was married, wearing a white shirt and blue jeans. He was named Sportsman of the Year by Sports Illustrated. Base hit for Jimmy Rollins on a 3-2 pitch, and the batter will be Kike Hernandez. Talking about being a country boy. When he was named Sportsman of the Year, he had to go to New York to receive the award. Big deal, of course. So he had to buy the first suit he ever owned. He'd much rather be out on the ranch lassoing cattle. They tell me he's an artist with a rope. Well, here's Hernandez, struck out in the first inning, and ball 1. 1-0. Hernandez will look down to Lorenzo Bundy. You have Justin Turner, who grounded out on deck. A different look for the Dodgers tonight. Guerrero, Hernandez, and Van Slyke in the outfield. Big difference from Crawford, Peterson, and Puig. Adrian Gonzalez, meanwhile, a spectator as he talks to Tim Wallach. 1 ball and no strikes to Kike Hernandez. Fouled away. Hernandez, signed originally by the Astros 5.5 years ago, made it to the Astros last year briefly, made the most of it. Went from the Astros to the Marlins, and now with the Dodgers. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rollins at first, nobody out. High fly ball to dead center. Pagan going back to the track and at the wall. It's off the wall, and in a moment the Dodgers will have runners at second and third. Angel Pagan, I think, would catch that ball most times, but not tonight for whatever reason. And the Dodgers now have the tying runs at second and third and nobody out. Hernandez gave it a ride, there's no doubt about that. It was a high fastball, but Pagan, looking one way, turned to look at the other, and then on the track reached up, and he was still about a foot away from the ball. Then he got his glove on it with his arm fully extended, and he couldn't make the catch. The Pagan, a good outfielder, but not on that play. And the Dodgers now get a big break, and here's Justin Turner. Single and a double. Second and third, nobody out. First ball swinging, you just knew Turner would do that. 0-1 the count. Justin Turner is one of those fellas, when he was with the Mets, all we heard was what a good ball player he was, but he was injured. He was with the Mets, then he'd go to Buffalo, then he'd get back to the Mets, and then he'd go to Buffalo, and then he was with the Mets and he'd go to Brooklyn, trying to rehab. He's in a hole now, 0-2. Last year, in over 100 games, Turner hit .340. How does he do against Madison Bumgarner? Well, not many people do very well against Madison, but Turner came into the game with 2 home runs against him and batting .333. He's in a hole, no balls, 2 strikes. And got him. So Turner strikes out. 1 out. That would be 4 strikeouts for Madison Bumgarner. Howie Kendrick coming up, who grounded to short in the second inning. How about Kendrick? Came into the game 0 for 3 in the past against Bumgarner. On deck, Scott Van Slyke. Second and third, 1 out, 2-0 Giants. Dodgers have a chance to get even against a very tough hombre. And ball 1, fastball at the ankles. Two runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Giants, although it was a questionable play by Pagan. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Ground ball to the hole, backhanded by Arias, goes to third in a rundown now, and nailed will be the Hernandez, the runner at second base. So a heads-up play by Joaquin Arias. Jimmy Rollins scored, though it's now 2-1 in favor of the Giants. So Arias backhanding the ball, going to third, and there was Hernandez. McGee went after him, faking, then gave the ball to Matt Duffy, who made the tag. Scoring all the while, Jimmy Rollins. 2-1 in favor of the Giants. Heads up play by the Giants shortstop. Kendrick aboard on the fielder's choice. And Scott Van Slyke. So in the inning, Rollins singled. Hernandez hit one to center that really fooled Angel Pagan. You know, the kid is getting to that stage. I had the thought, maybe you did, Peterson would have caught that easily. I mean, not so much a knock on Pagan, more a tribute to young Jock. Off speed and a high fly ball, but this one's playable, and Pagan's at the other end of it. So the Dodgers fortunate to get one, and at the end of 4, Giants 2, Dodgers 1. Dodgers get a little close, but they still trail 2-1. You know, Denny's presents Friday Night Fireworks. Take your place on the field, see the fireworks, featuring songs from the top 40. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. Joaquin Arias made that heads-up play, backhanding the ball in the hole and getting a runner between second and third. Joaquin, accustomed to crowds, he has 7 brothers and sisters, but his father had 14 other children with different women. So he's the youngest of 21 children. And Joaquin takes a strike, 0-1. Joaquin talks about the parents and 8 children shared 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Good change, 0-2. Arias had an older brother who pitched for Houston and Colorado, and he's now pitching in the Mexican League. No balls, 2 strikes. Poked on the ground, inside first and down the line. Over to get the ball is Van Slyke, and holding with a wrong field single is Arias.
Number 40, Madison Bumgarner.
So for Clayton Kershaw, Arias is 2 for 2. Kershaw does not have an inning where he did not give up a hit. He's now allowed 6 hits, and you can see how he feels about that ground ball just over the bag. So here's Bumgarner, who struck out in the second inning. Dodgers figure that the good hitting pitcher might be bunting. We'll see. Showing bunt. Ball 1. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Giants. 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Roberto Kelly, the third base coach. You may or may not remember that Roberto played for the Dodgers briefly back about 1995. Arias taking his lead. He does not have a stolen base. Giants 2, Dodgers 1. We're in the 5th inning. The pest, Nori Aoki, is on deck. Bumgarner swinging. Though Boshi saw his man hit 2 grand slams, why not let him have a swing? Meanwhile, Bill Hayes saying something to Arias. Arias 2 for 2. He'd only had 16 at-bats this year. The bunt foul, and the count 1-2. And Madison coming back up to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. 5th inning. Arias at first. Giants lead 2-1. Showing bunt. Pull the bat back, no bunt. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Well, the last thing Kershaw wants to do is go 3-2. And then they perhaps would run Arias. Aoki waiting on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There goes Arias. It's missed at the plate. Juggle, double clutch, and throw late down to second base. Doel has had some trouble. Arias steals second as Bumgarner strikes out. And the batter will be Aoki. Aoki fresh from that 10-pitch at-bat in the 3rd inning. Dodgers had a second baseman, way back in Brooklyn, Eddie Stanky. They called him the pest because he was a little guy, but somehow or other he'd get on base, he'd score a run, he'd make a big play with the glove. And watching Aoki for the last 4 games, he's a pest. No balls and 1 strike. Aoki's father is in the insurance business, and his mom is a piano teacher. His oldest brother moved to San Francisco last year to study English, so Nori reunited with a brother, and he was thrilled. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kershaw now has made 64 pitches. He's got Arias at second base with 1 out, and the Giants leading 2-1. Slapped foul. Aoki has struck out 11 times in very close to 100 at-bats. No matter where the ball is, he seems somehow able to fight it off. One and two. Slapped foul. No matter where the ball is, he seems somehow, whether he's falling away or whatever, to get the bat on it. Watch this. Look where Ellis is, and he just throws the bat at it to stay alive at the plate. By the way, the Giants have fouled off 14 pitches, and Aoki has fouled off 7 of them. And this time a little chopper. Kendrick is on it. Very close. Aoki gives it his all going down the line. Arias moves over to third, and with 2 down, they'll leave it up to Matt Duffy.
Matt Duffy.
So Duffy flied to left and single to left. Two to 1 Giants. 2 out, runner at third, Aoki. Good fastball at 95 for a strike. That's as hard as Clayton has thrown tonight. With runners in scoring position, Duffy leads the Giants, hitting .462. 0-2 to Matt. He's kind of the Giant super utility guy. He'll play first base, second base, shortstop, third, and of course a pinch hitter. So Bochy has used him a lot, and tonight against Kershaw he sits panic down, and Matt's the second baseman. No balls, 2 strikes. Ground foul outside of third. So still no balls, 2 strikes. Kershaw with a runner at third. You think of that. He has 1 wild pitch. A couple of years ago, Kershaw certainly served notice to the Giants. 2011, he was 5-0 against San Francisco. He has 9 shutouts in his lifetime, 4 of them against the Giants. 1-2. That was not a Kershaw pitch, not a Kershaw follow through. Take a look at where he winds up. Stumbling with his back to home plate. 1-2 the count. Bad ball. Duffy goes after it. Ellis throws to first, and that's that. 6 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. He got help from Duffy chasing that pitch. He's now made 72 pitches, and we're heading to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Giants.
It's that time of year when young stars look to make their mark on the majors, when seasoned vets look to put another stamp on history, and when the unpredictable is just bound to happen. Millar and Rose are ready to go for 2015. The interviews, the insight.
He's great every time he touches that mound.
The madness, intentional talk. Weeknights at 5 only on MLB Network.
Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Now you can axe the tax on the entire 2015 Prius family. See your Toyota dealer today. Giants holding a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Madison Bumgarner giving up the run on a ball that was not played particularly well by Angel Pagan. Kershaw has given up a home run and an RBI single to Buster Posey, and here we go in the bottom of the fifth. Guerrero grounded into a double play in the second inning. Posey got a little bit of that foul ball. He'll try to walk it off. And it got him below the mask, but I think almost the top of the chest protector. Somehow it found that. Busty, as long as his throat is okay, and you can see the protection that got just underneath. No balls and one strike. In order to give the catcher more flexibility, more maneuverability, they've made the equipment lightweight so that the chest protector barely covers the chest and nothing else. You look at the old pictures of catchers many years ago, it looked like they wore mattresses. So the arms, the biceps, all the way down to the fingertips, and then once in a while a foul ball will get underneath the extension of the mask. And that shook him up for sure. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alex Guerrero. Alex, of course, had that 2-run home run against Bumgarner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Madison taking a lot off that pitch. In the fifth inning, Bumgarner has made 48 pitches. Kershaw has made 72. One and two. Right at his right foot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Guerrero, Uribe, and Ellis. Uribe with a 9-game hitting streak, fly to center. AJ struck out. 2 and 2. And down he goes. So Guerrero going to school now against Bumgarner.
Number 5.
That's the thing when you first come up, and like Guerrero, you don't get very many at bats, which means the league is not sure where the weak spots are. But after the second time around against a pitcher like Bumgarner, you're going to really have your hands full, and Guerrero now knows all about it. He's hit into a double play and struck out. Here's Uribe. Slow breaking ball for a strike. Ground ball to the hole, but that's where Arias was playing. So 2 down here in the fifth inning. And the batter will be A.J. Ellis.
Number 17, A.J. Ellis.
A.J. Ellis struck out in the third inning. He's 0 for 1. Ellis came into the game hitting 136 against Bumgarner. Randall was hitting 143. Good fastball, 0-1. Each pitcher with tremendous respect for the other. little slow breaking ball for a strike. We were talking about when we were up in San Francisco, Bumgarner was buying a horse, and he was telling his agent how great this horse was, and he said, "It's a Clayton Kershaw horse." And the agent said, "No, it's a Madison Bumgarner horse." 1-2. Giants 2, Dodgers 1. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2 out. Fastball away just to show it to him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bumgarner, like Kershaw, also shuts down the running game if you do get somebody on base. 2-2. And ball 3, change up. Bumgarner had to learn. At 1 year, he allowed 27 stolen bases. Last year, they caught 10 of 17, and he had 9 pickoffs. So he's extremely difficult with the running game. And ball 4. So for Bumgarner, with his strikeouts, 5 of them, he has not walked a man until now. 2 out, and he walks A.J. Ellis. In this kind of a spot, Bumgarner is frustrated, not to mention Boshi. I mean, you get 2 out, you don't want to walk the number 8 hitter who's not hitting very much anyway. But you do. If you get him, then the pitcher starts the next inning. Now, if nothing else, you get the pitcher out of the way. Ground ball to Arias. Easy low throw. Wow, bad play. They will do it every time, though. Day in and day out, you see so many errors on the easiest play. And remember how he backhanded the ball and got it to third? Heads up play. This was so routine. I mean, it was ho-hum. Only ho-hum with an E6 at the end of it. So the Dodgers get a big break. 2 on, 2 out. And Jimmy Rollins will be coming up. Yeah, what was it Willie Mays said? It's not hard being good. It's hard being good every day, every inning, every moment. So here's Rollins, popped up, single to left. And a strike. Dodgers do not have any speed with the catcher Ellis at second base. A.J. will try to cheat. He doesn't have to worry about Arias, but he has to keep an eye on Duffy. 0-1. Ground ball to the hole. Arias will throw on the bounce, and this time makes the good play. Boy, isn't that baseball? Arias kicks the easiest play and then comes up with a dandy. So no runs, no hits, an error, 2 left. And at the end of 5, it's 2-1 Giants. pitching against San Diego, shut the Padres down for 8 innings. That gave him 41 consecutive scoreless innings. Well, he was a remarkable pitcher, but he also suffered a heartbreaking loss in the 9th inning. Tony Gwynn hit a home run and beat Fernando 1-0. Will we ever forget him? No way. Let's go back to this one. There's Fernando with Pepe Iniguez hanging on his every word. What a pitcher. Meanwhile, what a pitcher can be applied to 2 men tonight actively engaged in this one, Clayton Kershaw and Madison Bumgarner, who got out of that inning despite the questionable play. He's now made 61 pitches compared to Kershaw's 72. And a strike. Angel Pagan double scored a run, hit into a double play. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Giants, 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Change, and he missed on the corner. Oh, 0-2. Giants come in with a record of 8-12. Dodgers are 12-7. Dodgers won in front of Colorado. Giants began the night 5.5 back of the Dodgers. Big overhand breaking ball. Pagan, down he goes. Pagan's annoyed, and the plate umpire is also annoyed. And Boschi's coming out of the dugout trying to save his center fielder. So Gary Cederstrom, the plate umpire, take another look at that pitch. Pagan muttering to Ron Wotus. Here's the pitch when he went out. Big breaking ball, bad swing. But he turns, and I think he felt he got cheated in one of the previous pitches. So Angel strikes out. 7 strikeouts for Kershaw. Pagan not talking to anybody. Boschi saved him. I think he might have gotten himself in a lot of trouble if Bruce hadn't gotten out there. So 1 out, and here's Posey. What usually happens somewhere in the course of the sequence of pitches, there's a pitch called a strike and the hitter doesn't like it. And then the hitter swings at a bad ball just as Pagan did. Now he strikes out and now he's really steamed. He keeps thinking of the pitch that was called strike 2. This was it. Watch. That's the pitch. So when he did swing bad ball for strike 3, that's the pitch. He kept saying, I shouldn't have 3 strikes on me. Mind games in the big leagues. Meanwhile, Gary Cederstrom has heard it all from everybody. 21 years umpiring in the big leagues. Boy, Angel's got those dark eyes riveted on him, huh? 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Buster Posey. Off speed for a strike. Look at that. Ah, darn. Two and 2. So Posey, who hasn't really had any luck against Kershaw in the past, has a single to drive in a run and a home run. 2 and 2. I guess we're just not supposed to see Angel Pagan. That gets by Kershaw. Kendrick's play is in time. Oh, what a dandy by Howie Kendrick. So Posey up the middle, and Kendrick saves the moment. Right under Kershaw's glove. Then here comes Howie, bare hand, off balance throw, nipped him.
Justin Maxwell.
2 out in the 6th inning, and the batter will be Justin Maxwell. Wonderful play by Howie Kendrick. Maxwell has popped up and struck out, 0 for 2. The Giant runs, you might join us late. Pagan doubled with 2 out, and Posey singled in. In the 4th inning, Posey homered, and that would account for the Giant 2 runs. Dodgers had a single by Rollins, a double over the head of Pagan, and Rollins scored on an infield out. Meanwhile, Maxwell grounds to short. Down go the Giants, and we are heading for the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's still Giants 2, Dodgers 1.
¿Alguna vez tu antojo ha hablado por ti?
Y esto fue lo que sucedió la mañana del Costillas Barbecue, donde nosotros tendremos más detalles.
Deja que tu antojo hable por ti con el sub del día de Subway. Porque hoy, mañana y toda la semana tendrás un sabor diferente por tan solo 35 pesos. Ven y pruébalos. Subway, come sabroso y fresco.
Dodgers and Giants at 7:10. Vogelsong and Greinke, and the first 40,000 fans in attendance receive a Clayton Kershaw-themed fleece blanket, compliments of security benefit. So visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. Kershaw sitting this out right now, made 9 pitches. He's now made 81. He has struck out 7. And he's trailing to Bumgarner 2-1. Kike Hernandez will start it off. Ball 1. Hernandez struck out. Then in the 4th inning, he hit one to dead center. Pagan turned one way, the wrong way, turned another way, tried to correct, got his glove on it, but couldn't hold it, and it went for a double. That set up the only Dodger run. And a base hit to center. So Kike Hernandez playing center field, 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Tying run is aboard, and the batter will be Justin Turner. Paul was up, out over the plate, and Kike was on it. By the way, you know what happened to the Braves tonight? They not only lost a 9-1 lead, they lost to the National 13-12 in Atlanta. But of all things, the game-winning 3-run home run was hit by the former Brave, Dan Uggla. I mean, to blow an 8-run lead, that is really rare. We'll tell you in a moment how rare it is. That's a strike. Over the last 5 years, teams with an 8-run lead have been 1,031 wins, 5 losses. And the Braves join the club, blowing an 8-run lead. 0-1. Fouled away. 0-2 to Justin Turner. Justin grounded to short, struck out 0 for 2. Turner, as we mentioned earlier, has 2 home runs against Bumgarner and came in batting .333 against him. Fastball lifted to center, very playable, and Pagan is there. One out in the 6th. Howie Kendrick made that fine play on the ball hit by Posey in the 6th inning. Kendrick has grounded to short and reached on a fielder's choice. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. He hit the ball to the hole. It was backhanded by Arias. They got Hernandez in a rundown, and Rollins scored the only Dodger run. Ball 1. Tomorrow night, the concluding game. Ryan Vogelsong and Zach Greinke. Greinke is off to a great start. 3-0, an ERA of 1.3. He'll put that on the line tomorrow evening. Off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck, Scott Van Slyke. Remember, the Dodgers have been averaging more than 5 runs a game in their 8 straight wins at home. It'll give you an idea how well Bumgarner is pitching. 3-0 the count to Kendrick. Over at first base, Hernandez wants to see whether he's taking or not. Van Slyke waits, and the 3-0 pitch. Kendrick swings, fouls it away. So Kendrick will try it again. 3 balls and 1 strike. Two to 1 Giants, bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Howie Kendrick has struck out 11 times. He's had about 90 plate appearances. Just wondering about whether they play run and hit. Fouled away. I'll tell you one thing. This is Hernandez's first game and first time he's against Bumgarner. And on that pitch, Hernandez was racing back to first base. He was badly fooled by Bumgarner. Take a look. Oh, yeah. Oh. 3-2. Now let's see if they run him. He was so unsure on that last pitch. No, he's not going, and it's fouled away. So the Dodgers saw how badly fooled Hernandez was. They didn't have him going 3-2, but now let's see. Kendrick, Van Slyke on deck, 1 out. 2-1 Giants. Tying run over there at first base. He's not going, and Kendrick strikes out. So they let him swing 3-0, and it just didn't work out.
Number 33.
6 strikeouts for Madison Bumgarner, and the batter, Scott Van Slyke. Van Slyke singled in the 2nd inning. Bumgarner in his career against the Dodgers 11-5, but 7-3 here. Last year, however, was a scramble. He had 5 decisions against the Dodgers, and he was 3-2. Flips that low, ball 1. So Kiki Hernandez over there at first with 2 out, representing the tying run, but it's a rather insecure runner, and you can understand. One ball and no strikes. Bumgarner just looking at him. A line drive right at McGee. So Van Slyke lines out. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. And at the end of 6, Giants 2, Dodgers 1.
Me siento increíble cuando voy al salón. Mi cabello se ve saludable y con brillo. Mi estilista dice que el secreto lo tiene 13M.
Nuevo 13M Oil Radiante. Una exclusiva fórmula con óleos profesionales que se absorbe instantáneamente, nutriendo el cabello seco desde adentro sin la sensación grasosa.
Apariencia saludable, brillo incomparable. Todos los días.
Nuevo 13M Oil Radiante. 13M resultados de salón todos los días.
La la.
Your baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Choose Nissan.com. 2-1 Giants, top of the 7th inning. It's Kershaw and Bumgarner tonight. It's Vogelsong and Greinke tomorrow night. And to take a look at them, you can see 1 walk in the game, 13 strikeouts, a total of 10 hits, and only 3 runs. It's the pitching duel you would expect. So for the Giants, it'll now be Brandon Belt, Casey McGee, and Joaquin Arias. Kershaw, by the way, due to bat 4th when the Dodgers hit in the bottom of the 7th inning. Check swing for a strike. They're close in pitches. Through 6 innings, Kershaw made 81 pitches. Bumgarner 75. 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield, of course, he has power, so Van Slyke is deep enough. Hernandez, however, is pretty shallow in center. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off the corner, ball 2. 2-1 to Brandon Belt. Dropped that in nicely. 2-2. Coming into the game, Belt was batting 103 against Kershaw. And down he goes. So Belt has had 3 at-bats and struck out all 3 times. 8 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw.
Number 14, Casey
Fastball
McGee.
right down at the knees. So now Casey McGee hit one off Kershaw's glove, and Uribe made a good play. And then last time up, Jimmy Rollins took a hit away from him. As a one-hopper backhanded by Uribe, the long throw on the money. So for McGee, just not catching a break at all. When he hits the ball, yeah, he looks up at the sky. So frustrated. Nice play by Uribe. So McGee might easily have 2 for 3, maybe even 3 for 3, but instead another offer. 2 out, 7th inning. Here's Joaquin Arias. Another nice play by Juan Uribe. 1 ball and no strikes. Arias 2 for 2. Single to center, single to right. The base hit to right field just inside first base. And a line drive that lands up off the glove of Jimmy Rollins. It one hopped him as he was going out into the grass. So for Arias, he comes up with his 3rd hit.
Number 40, Madison Bumgarner.
The Rollins going back to his right on the line drive, which then died, and he never had a chance. So Bumgarner coming up. Each time Madison Bumgarner has come to the plate, there's been somebody on base. Arias in the 2nd inning, Arias in the 5th inning, Arias in the 7th inning. Meanwhile, Bumgarner has struck out twice. And a strike. Dodgers will have Guerrero, Uribe, and Ellis in the bottom of the 7th. High throw saved by Turner. .90 pitches now for Clayton. No balls, 1 strike. Big crowd, but very quiet. Foul back. Oh, 2 the count. 2 down, 7th inning, 2-1 Giants. The scores up north. The Giants won 6-2, 3-2, and 3-2. Then the Dodgers won big last night, 8-3, but they're usually tough games. Little chopper to third, long throw by Uribe, right on the money to Turner. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of 6.5 tough innings, it figured. Giants 2, Dodgers 1.
Presented by
Baseball's newest morning show is off and running.
Hey, welcome to MLB Central.
Setting the table for your baseball day.
A full slate of games coming up today.
Insight to upcoming games.
He has so many weapons in his arsenal.
The big stories.
This news comes down like, you gotta be kidding me.
The big-time guests.
Josh Donaldson, CC Sabathia.
Vasgersian, Shahadi, DeRosa, MLB Central. Weekday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning, the Giants make a defensive change. Joaquin Arias, who is 3 for 3, comes out, and Brandon Crawford takes over at short. You know, that's a tough spot. Sure, he worked out before the game, but now it's in the bottom of the 7th inning, and he plays a really skilled position. Of course, Crawford is quite a skilled player, but even so, that's a tough load to carry. Dropped in here in the bottom of the 7th. Ball 1 to Alex Guerrero. Hit into a double play and struck out. Bumgarner, as usual, from the third base side of the rubber. Foul back. J.P. Howell gets up in the Dodger bullpen. So a pretty good tip-off. If they get to Kershaw's spot, they would bat for him, but he's still wrapped and ready to go. It'll be up to Mattingly and the hitters. Uribe on deck. Little slider in there nicely. Looks like it's just off the plate. And then at the last minute, that quick tight break, and it moves into the zone. Ball and 2 strikes. Two and two. They got the outside corner with the slider, then comes back with the slider down and in, and ready to make his 80th pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes. Just off the corner. Three and 2 to Guerrero. Dodgers have had a man get on, except in the 1st and 3rd. And popped up into right field. Maxwell is there. So Guerrero, a fly ball to right, 1 out. Juan Uribe, fly to center, grounded to short. The Dodgers look to the veteran to try and help. He's had good records against Madison Bumgarner. Going into the game, he was hitting over 300 and a home run in the past. Fly to center, grounded to short. Uribe with that 9-game hitting streak. Big curveball, but it stayed up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck, A.J. Ellis, and then it would be Kershaw's spot. One and one. Two to one Giants, bottom of the 7th, 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball jammed him. Belt coming over, no play. Clayton Kershaw in his 7 innings made 92 pitches. Bumgarner with 1 out in his 7th inning has made 84. Clayton with 8 strikeouts. 1 and 2. Fastball just missed. No swing, says Sean Barber. 2 and 2 to Uribe. Keep it back. And promptly banged into center for a base hit. So Uribe gets a slider, singles to center. Again, the Dodgers get a base runner, And A.J. Ellis will be coming up.
Number 17, A.J. Ellis.
So 5 of the 7 innings, the Dodgers have had at least one man on. Only in the first and third did they go 1, 2, 3. So Uribe with his base hit is now hit safely in 10 straight. A.J. Ellis struck out and walked. Fastball on the corner. Though he took a little off, his fastball is usually 93. No balls and 1 strike. Yasmani Grandal comes out on deck to bat for Kershaw. Oh, and 1. Fastball jammed him. AJ couldn't get around on it. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Giants. 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Boshi trying to nurse his club along here. 1 and 2. Madison Bumgarner, 18-game winner last year, and then will go down in history having the greatest World Series any pitcher ever had, including Roger Clemens. Little ground ball to third. That could be trouble. They get 1. They do not get 2. So Yasmani Grandal will be coming up. Ron Wotus on the telephone. There's no one throwing in the pen. They get 1, and then the throw not in time. We're waiting to see if the Giants want to argue on it. Boshi's waiting. Wotus will tell him, and the answer is don't waste your time. So Bruce back on the railing. The force play. One thing, Uribe is erased. Ellis is the runner. Jock Peterson, representing the tying run, now takes over running for Ellis.
Dodgers pinch hitter, number 9, Yasmani Grandal.
So Jock Peterson running and Grandal the pinch runner. Peterson has stolen 1, but he's been caught 3 times. And immediately Bumgarner says hello to him. Ball 1. Grandal hitting right-handed is batting .333. Left-handed just .182. And a look for a strike. So for Kershaw, he allowed 2 runs in San Francisco. That got him nothing. He allows 2 runs tonight, and he's trailing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. Adrian Gonzalez, only a spectator so far. 2-1. And slides that in there. 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Giants lead 2-1. Peterson over there at first base. Fastball. Nothing foolish about that. He just reared back, let it fly. The Randolph strikes out. Kershaw comes up a buck short. And at the end of 7, Giants lead 2-1.
Your attention, please. An NBA update at the half at Staples. The LA Clippers.
And the Dodgers push and shove, especially when it's Kershaw and Bumgarner. Buster Posey's had a big night. Knocked in 2 runs with a single and a home run. Pagan doubled, scored a run. Jimmy Rollins singled and scored a run. For Kershaw, he went 7 innings, allowed 2 runs and 7 hits, while striking out 8. Yasmani Grandal, the pinch hitter, stays in the game. J.P. Howell will take over on the mound.
Sitting off the top of the 8th inning, number 23, Nori Aoki.
Nori Aoki, 0-for-3 coming up against Howell. Aoki had that 10-pitch at bat in the 3rd inning. Corners are up. The outfield a big split, and he hits one off the fingertips of Jimmy Rollins. So Aoki, who consistently makes contact, Rollins up the ladder, came so close.
Number 50.
So Aoki with a base hit. Line drive, up goes Jimmy. Might have just ticked it right there, barely at all. So Aoki, a leadoff single. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Pedro Baez warming up. Here's Duffy, fly to left, single to left, struck out, 1-for-3. Time. Two runs, 8 hits for San Francisco. 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Bumgarner, by the way, worked hard, made 20 pitches in the 7th inning. So he's made 95 in the game. Ball 1. Duffy checking again with Roberto Kelly. Angel Pagan on deck. Aoki deserves a look and a throw. He has stolen 6 out of 8. Pagan waiting. Aoki held on by Turner. Big crowd, very quiet. 2-0. Duffy playing for Joe Panic with a left-hander. Kershaw starting. Matt, I'm sure, has a lot of friends and family here from Long Beach, growing up in Long Beach. 2 balls and no strikes. Howell really watching Aoki. Ground ball to the right side. Kendrick can make the play for 1. That's a tough play. Ball is hit to Kendrick's left, so he's going away from the play, and he was still able to have enough on the throw to get the force play. Take another look. Another nice play by Howie Kendrick. And of course Aoki runs very well, and he was in there to tie up Rollins. So 1 out, and Angel Pagan doubled in the first inning, scored a run, grounded into a double play, and struck out in the 6th inning. Matt Duffy doesn't play enough. He does not a base stealing attempt. So the Dodgers delighted to get Aoki off the baseline. Howell has had a scoreless relief in 7 of his last 8 appearances, including 5 straight. We get the paid attendance. It's a big crowd, and a very Bumgarner has just put the muffler on. 1,161. The only noise the fans made way back in the 4th inning, where the Dodgers wound up getting a run. One ball and no strikes to the pride of Puerto Rico, Angel Pagan. Drop that curveball in there. When Aoki opened up this inning with a base hit, it's yet another left-hand batter to give J.P. Howell a bad time. 1-1. Tell you why in a moment. He's off the rubber. Going back to last year's playoff with the Cardinals, left-hand batters are now 12 for 20. That's a batting average of 600. One ball and one strike. And a shot up the middle, clean base hit. So Pagan is 2 for 4. 2 on, 1 out, and here comes Buster Posey.
Number 28, Buster Posey.
Going into the game, the Dodger bullpen has been great, 2.4. And now let's see if Mattingly checks with Honeycutt. He checked with the pen, and he'll go out and get him and bring in Pedro Baez. So J.P. Howell gives up the leadoff single to Aoki, and then the 1-out single by Pagan. Here comes Baez, and we'll be right back. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Use promo code BLUECREW for free entry. And by your Southern California Kia dealers. Visit MySoCalKia.com to learn more. We're in the 8th inning with one out. Pedro Baez coming on to pick up for J.P. Howell. Howell made 7 pitches and gave up 2 base hits. There was a force play in between, but the Giants are in business, first and second, and one out in the 8th inning. Buster Posey will be the batter. Posey came up with 2 out and Pagan at second in the first inning and flared one to right field to drive in the run. And then in the 4th inning, he didn't flare one, he flew one out of here. And for Buster, he got all of that to account for both Giant runs. So it is 2-1, and here's Posey again, and a chance to do some more damage. Baez hard throwing in 7 innings. He has struck out 10. So we'll see how Pedro goes against Buster Posey. 2 on, Duffy at second, Pagan at first, 1 out. Kendrick to the bag, but no play. Both Pagan and Duffy certainly run well enough. 0-1. Baez says hello with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Pedro 6'2", at least 200 pounds. 27 years old, from Bani in the Dominican. Dodgers get Paco Rodriguez up. 0-1. .97 but low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Buster Posey. And a high, and I mean high, foul ball. Justin Turner. So the infield fly rule call, Posey fouls out. And the batter now, Justin Maxwell. Popped to short, struck out, grounded to short, 0 for 3. Holding down the fort in right field for Hunter Pence. Giants would miss Pence just about every day, but not when they're playing Kershaw. Hunter Pence in his career is hitting .075 against Kershaw. Hunter quietly taking in the game. It's a rare time when he looks quiet. He is constantly in motion when he's busy enough. He's fun to watch. Hope he heals quickly and gets back. Remember, he had a broken arm hit by a pitch in spring training. Maxwell meet Baez. They have met before. Foul ball. 0-1. Here is the meeting last week. And it was crushed by Maxwell. Way down and disappeared into the ninth. No balls and 1 strike. Justin's a boy who had the opportunity of going to Harvard or Maryland and opted for Maryland. He wanted to be a ball player. 0-1. Foul back. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-2. Two on. Duffy at second, Pagan at first. 2 out, 2-1. Howell upset with himself for allowing 2 base hits. Big pitch, 0-2. And a mile-high foul upstairs, way up. When you have someone like Baez throwing 96 and 97, those balls really take off. Of course, we were telling that story earlier about Carlos Gonzalez and his bat speed when he hit that line drive that hit Archie Bailey in the face. It was 115 mile an hour. The bat speed, not the pitch. So you wonder, that's why the big leaguers can catch up to 97 mile an hour fastballs. Their bats are so quick. 0-2. Yeah, if you weren't with us, Carlos Gonzalez hit a line drive. Archie Bailey of Arizona hit in the face, but walked off the field by himself. 0-2. And a high playable fly ball. Hernandez started back on it, but comes in. Baez restores order. No runs, 2 hits. Howell the cheerleader. And we're going to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Giants. Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bats up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, statcasts, and so much more. So get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Madison Bumgarner ready to go to work, and he's enjoyed every moment of it. He has made 95 pitches. And he is leading 2-1. The Dodgers will have Jimmy Rollins, followed by Kike Hernandez and Justin Turner. 1. Baez, a strong 8th inning, made 7 pitches. 1-0 to Rollins, 1 for 3. 1-1. Jimmy singled in the 4th inning and eventually scored the only Dodger run. And there's Sergio Romo, the boy from Brawley, loosening up for the Giants. 1-1. Outfield straightaway. 2-1. Bumgarner has walked 1. A.J. Ellis. He has struck out 7. Kershaw struck out 8. 2-1. And a strike. Bumgarner is a big man. He's 6'5", a good 235 as Zach Greinke looks on. Zach will be center stage tomorrow night against Ryan Vogelsong. And that's popped up around the mound. Who will it be? It will be Duffy. So Rollins pops it up. 1 out in the 8th.
Number 14, Kike Hernandez.
Kike Hernandez playing center field tonight. Struck out, doubled, and singled. Buster Posey has had a big night, a single to drive in a run and a home run. Interestingly enough, he had only 2 hits against left-hand pitching all year, and he got 2 hits against Kershaw tonight. Bumgarner, first pitch strike to Hernandez. Breaking ball in there. Bumgarner went ball 1 to only 5 batters in the first 5 innings, but to 7 batters in the last 2. But now he's turned around and he's got Hernandez 0-2. Ball 1. Enrique, better known as Kike. Kike's from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Way out in front of it. Do you think about the Dodger outfield, and you think about Carl Crawford, Jock Peterson, and Yasiel Puig, and tonight going up against one of the top pitchers in the game, they have Alex Guerrero, Kike Hernandez, and Scott Van Slyke. That is a heck of a difference, as Peterson, who was a pinch runner, and Crawford look on. Adrian Gonzalez sorely missed, but not necessarily when Bumgarner is pitching. Adrian hitting .114 against Bumgarner. Two runs, 9 hits for the Giants, 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Bumgarner trying to make it 4 out of 5 against the Dodgers. 1-1 to Justin. Dodger run was a bit questionable on the ball hit by Hernandez in the 4th inning. I would label a guess that Angel Pagan would catch that ball at least 8 out of 10 times. He didn't. It went for a double, and the Dodgers wound up getting their only run. 1-1. Fastball at 93. You talk about the high hard one. How about the low hard one? Bumgarner doing just that. And he has now reached 107 pitches. Change. I mean a change. That's the slowest pitch of the night. 68 miles an hour. Just floated up there. Bumgarner, when he went 6 1/3 in San Francisco, he made 109 pitches in that game. And he was only in the 7th inning when he came out. Now he's got number 109 coming up in the 8th. Turner grounded to short, struck out, fly to center. Fastball hit down the line, foul. 50,161. Hope you'll be with us tomorrow night Ryan Vogelsong for the Giants, and Zach Greinke with a perfect 3-0 on the mound for the Dodgers. Vogelsong is 0-1 with an earned run average of 7. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And got him. So down goes Turner. 9 strikeouts now for Bumgarner. Back-to-back strikeouts with Hernandez and Turner. And we are heading for the 9th inning. 2-1 Giants.
Dr. Pom, paleta sabor manzana y canela cubierta con una crujiente capa de chocolate blanco y trozos de galleta sabor canela. Nuevas Magnum repostería francesa.
Hold on tight this season. As MLB Tonight brings you every twist and every turn all night long.
What an amazing play. Grand slam! Unbelievable.
Get the ride of your life on MLB Tonight. Every night on MLB Network.
Ninth inning, 2-1 Giants. We're going to take a look to see what Bumgarner's doing, and that's what he's doing, leaning on the railing. The reason, he has made 110 pitches in 8 innings. His career high was 4 years ago against Detroit. He made 124 pitches. So your first thought is, will Bruce Bochy send him out for the 9th, or will Santiago Casilla warm up in the pen? He's alongside of Jake Peavy, who certainly is deep in thought. There's Casilla. So, interesting. From the looks of things, I'd say Bumgarner is not going out for the 9th inning. We do know Paco Rodriguez is ready, and he'll start with left-hander Brandon Belt, who has struck out 3 times, then McGee, and then Brandon Crawford, who came in late to play short. And a strike to Brandon. The split is in right center. Hernandez moving over a bit to left, and Van Slyke straight away. 0-1. One ball and 1 strike. Two runs, 9 hits for the Giants. 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. And a slicing fly ball coming to Guerrero. So Belt goes 0 for 4, 1 away. And now McGee.
Number 14, Casey McGee.
Casey McGee struggling with the bat, and he's at that stage now where he's wondering if he'll ever get a hit. He's hit a couple of balls hard. In the 2nd inning, he hit one off the glove of Kershaw, and then Uribe made a good play. In the 4th inning, Jimmy Rollins took a hit away from him. As you see, Sergio Santos in the Dodger bullpen. And then last stop up, McGee hit the ball hard, but right at Juan Uribe. And ball 1. Casey, the comeback player of the year last year. 1-0. One and one. I'll say one thing about Kike Hernandez. He plays, of course, he's instructed to play about as short a center field as any center fielder we've seen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, there are some pretty famous, excellent center fielders who played shallow. Dom DiMaggio, Joe's brother, played a very shallow center. Harry Kraft, we're going way back now, but they played shallow. Here they're shortening up. 2 balls and 1 strike to McGee. In the dirt. Looking at Madison Bumgarner, in August, a couple of years ago, he won 2-1. He went 8 innings and made 123 pitches. 4 years ago, he won 3-1. He went 8 and 2/3 innings and made 121 pitches. So McGee reaches on a walk. So for Madison Bumgarner, he has worked hard for his wins, and he always wins the tough ones, 2-1, 3-1, and he's leading tonight 2-1. So here's Brandon Crawford.
The batting, number 35, Brandon Crawford.
Arias went 3 for 3. Crawford, a better defensive player. Hector Sanchez, the switch hitting catcher now, comes out on deck. He would bat for Bumgarner. Big breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Dodgers with Kershaw, Howell, Baez, and Rodriguez, and Santos in the pen. Well, you want to talk a gap in the outfield? Look at the gap between Kike Hernandez and Scott Van Slyke. One ball and 1 strike. That's a strike. 1 and 2. When the Dodgers come up in the 9th inning, they have Kendrick, Van Slyke, and Guerrero due up. We will see. Certainly Kendrick, probably Van Slyke, Guerrero questionable. Fouled away. So tonight is USC night. Friday night is UCLA. The Crawford, who was a star at UCLA, he's here tonight, but he will not be here when his school is honored. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brandon, an All-American Bruin. And that's going to be smoked into left field for a base hit. So Guerrero comes up with it. First and second, 1 out. And Hector Sanchez, the switch hitting catcher, coming up. By the way, the shortstop for tonight, 4 for 4. Arias with 3 hits, and now Crawford joins the fun.
Attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Giants.
So Rodriguez in a jam with a walk and a base hit. And here's Hector Sanchez. Sanchez appeared as a pinch hitter last night and single to left. Hector hitting a $150 thereabouts. Two on, one out, 2-1 Giants, 9th inning. Ball one. I want to go. It's so quiet here. One ball and no strikes. And that's hit to center. A little hesitation, but he plays so shallow. Hernandez makes the play anyway. So a little fly ball for the second out. So Hernandez, who plays shallow, but take a look at him. There he hesitates. Now he has to come, and he's there. So 2 on, 2 out, and here comes the pest, Nori Aoki. Aoki hit back to the box, grounded to second, grounded to short, single to left. He had a 10-pitch at bat against Kershaw in the 3rd inning. 2 on, 2 out, 2-1 Giants. And a strike. Guerrero is shallow in left. In fact, they all come in. No balls, 1 strike. Little breaking ball, but missed. So Belt fly to left, McGee walked, Crawford single to left. So Arias had 3 hits, and now Brandon gets 1. Sanchez a fly ball, and a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Nori Aoki. Fastball. Missed. 2-1. On deck, Matt Duffy. And another fastball missing. So 3-1 to count. Aoki, a tough hitter. He has walked 10 times. He has struck out 11. And he doesn't give you much of a zone. And he walked in to load the bases. So Aoki, one of those hitters who has walked as much as he has struck out. Right-hand hitter, Matt Duffy coming up. Here comes Mattingly. He'll be going to the pen. Sergio Santos, who just called up, will be brought in, and we will see now whether Duffy hits or would they send up Joe Panik to bat for him. We'll find out in a minute when we come back. appearance. Gave up a run against the Padres Saturday. He's from Bellflower, 6'3", 230-pounder. Went to Mater Dei High School and was a first-round pick by the Diamondbacks, and he will face not Matt Duffy, however, he will face Joe Panik. Panik in the last 10 games hitting .417. And one reason that they got Rodriguez out of there, Panik hitting .373 against left-handers. So you have McGee at third, Crawford at second, Aoki at first. Giants trying to break it open, and the Dodgers trying to get out of the inning with 2 out. Panik does a lot of things. He put on a squeeze bunt, and it defeated Colorado. And he put it on himself. 0-1. He beat the Dodgers with a scoring fly ball up in San Francisco. Goes from Yonkers, and what a find he was when the Giants lost Marco Scutaro. Panik came to the rescue and played a great second base. Fouled away. The young Joe in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Santos, growing up, was quite an athlete. He played a lot of shortstop. He pitched. He caught. He played football. He was a linebacker and a quarterback. And the big thing, when he was 14, he was playing on a traveling team in a league that featured 19-year-olds. So he was way ahead of himself. 0-2 to Panik. Ground ball, fair ball, nice play over there, and feed for the out. So Santos gets a tough out. The Giants lead 3, and we are heading to the bottom of the 9th inning against Castillo, with the Giants leading 2-1. To do it, so we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Giants leave the bases loaded. Panik stays in at second base. Santiago Casilla from Nizao in the Dominican Republic, hard throwing right-hander. He's an even 6, about 220, 35 years old come the middle of July. Was originally drafted by the A's. He's the boy as he gets ready to face Kendrick, who admitted his real name and birth date in 2006. Casilla was known as Jairo Garcia, and he aged 2 years and 10 months when he revealed the truth. So the Dodgers will have Kendrick, Van Slyke, and then we will see. Off-speed breaking ball a little high, ball one. Jeremy Affeldt, the veteran left-hander, throwing in the Giant pen. And a foul ball out of play. If the Dodgers go to the bench, Andre Ethier is 4 for 6 against Casilla in the past. Adrian Gonzalez is 1 for 8. Those are the two bats left-handed in the dugout. 1-1. Van Slyke will hit for himself on deck. Ball 2. For the Giants, 2 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. And the Dodgers 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors. Boshi getting 8 innings from Madison Bumgarner and 110 pitches. Little roller. Casilla, bare hands, throws low. Oh, what a pick. Brandon Belt. Wonderful play. 1 away.
Number 33, Scott.
Take a look. The tough play. Bare hand pickup, and Casilla just fires down and hard. And Belt backhanding it beautifully and keeping the foot on the side of the bag so he wouldn't be stepped on. So Casilla wound up on that play, 1 away. Van Slyke has single to left, fly to center, lined out to third, but those at-bats were against Bumgarner. Van Slyke just 0 for 1 in the past against Casilla, and he struck out. Alex Guerrero is on deck. High chopper. Here comes Crawford. Throws on the run to get it. So the Dodgers have had 2 hits since the 4th inning. And Adrian Gonzalez, who is 1 for 8, will be coming up. Gonzalez batting for Guerrero. The crowd finally makes a roar. Listen. So 2 out in the 9th inning. The Dodgers thoroughly muffled since the 4th inning. Giants 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. And the Dodgers 1 run, 5 hits, no error. Fastball, strike. They are not overly committed. In other words, they keep the shortstop on that side of the bag. Panic, however, 10 to 15 feet out on the grass in shallow right field. And the outfield very deep. And now Gonzalez down to his last strike. So the Dodgers, with an 8-game winning streak at home, a streak that, among other things, saw them score more than 5 runs a game, have been humbled tonight with only 1. 0-2. Off the plate, 1-2 the count. You saw how the Dodger outfield was playing. Look at the Giant outfield now. Remember we were talking about how shallow the Dodgers. These guys are 10 feet from the warning track in all positions. 1-2. And that will do it. As Gonzalez strikes out, and the Dodgers wind up in a very futile evening as they lose 2-1 They have now lost 4 out of 5 to the last place Giants, who are now 4.5 games back. Garcia, by the way, made 10 pitches and got the job done. Bumgarner the winner and Kershaw the loser, and without a doubt, Madison Bumgarner 110 pitches, and he was, as usual, right on the money. He struck out 9, walked 1, and limited the Dodgers to 5 hits. Tomorrow night, final game of the 3-game series. We'll talk to you then. That'll be Greinke and Vogelsong. And until then, we wish you all a very pleasant good night, everybody.